Hello, my name is Flor Vasquez and I'm a 19-year-old. My parents are from Honduras and I am a first generation student. I'm just going to start off about my story. When I was in middle school, I had a very hard time with the transition. I suffered from depression, and that depression led to committing suicide a couple of times. I remember my first suicide attempt was after a big fight with my parents, and I just told them that I wasn't having it, and I wasn't willing to keep on going with my life. I felt so numb and I felt tired. And this fight happened at my grandma's house. I ran to my own house because it was very close together. And I left a suicide note. That suicide note said that I started apologizing for just making their life really hard. And I just think that things would have been better without me being there. I started coping with my depression by harming myself. And at first I would just be wearing short sleeves to school where all my cuts were being noticed by everyone. And then it started getting the attention to my classmates, where I feel like I've always had that leadership role in my class, and I started noticing that they also started cutting themselves. So they started providing a counselor for me. Her name was Meredith, and she tried her hardest to keep me off from all the things that were going on. And little by little, I just started seeing my friends cutting themselves too, and that just made me realize how effective my story was and how it started rubbing off into my classmates. So I don't think the counseling really helped me, but just seeing the other students doing that to themselves I wasn't going to be taking responsibility for that. So I stopped doing it and I started helping my friends. This was 7th grade, and my depression didn't go on until my junior year. I just graduated last year, so it's been a very long journey. And instead of harming myself, I started turning into substance abuse, and I started using a lot. That was just my way of getting out of my own worlds and getting out of my own problems. My friendships were a very big role in that. I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, but then I just started changing my life around. I let go of my friends, and I started getting myself more involved into more problems. Into more programs. I joined the Police Explorer program, where I served 4 years there. I started doing Future Business Leaders of America, where I won my first competition in first place. And I started an apprenticeship program with CareerWise, and I am in a 3-year commitment with Can't Do Multiple Sclerosis as their development apprentice. And I just got offered the youth advisor position for Mountain Youth. But sooner, we found out that my little brother started having the same symptoms, the same problems, and we started finding out that he was suffering from depression and he was harming himself because he got himself into some trouble. The cops were called and the Hope Center was called, and he had suicide thoughts. My parents had with me, they didn't know how to handle it. But with my brother, they took him to the doctor, and he started hearing voices. He started seeing things, and They told him that he had schizophrenia. And so my brother, my parents have been handling that way better than that, the way how they handled it with me. They're more attentive. They're more careful with him, and I feel like as an older sister, I need to be looking out after them. Middle school is very hard. It's the hardest years. Till this day, I have trouble. I have trouble with my depression, but I just try involving myself into more programs and just having a voice for those people that don't have the voice yet. I try being a leader to help them out. I don't want them suffering the way that I suffered. It's been a long recovery, but I've had such a great support with the community. Um, I did have a couple of adults, a couple of teachers give up to me easily, and I feel like that made it worse. Little by little, I started, involving myself in these couple of things, and I started trusting more adults. I started opening up to them, and they gave me the advice to just keep on going, to keep sharing my story, because in one way or another, it's going to help someone else suffering the same way that I was.